program, before I get started, want a special thank you to Ron. Today is his last day as the club president. Tonight will be his, I guess, last official act where he leads us into a hamburger cookout, which is exciting, and appreciate him doing everything. It's been a great year. Ron has done a fantastic job for Rotary. His dedication and commitment is unmatched. It's been a pleasure for me to serve with him. But I wanted to make sure everybody recognized the hard work and effort that Ron has put into making the club stronger. And I think that's the nicest thing I can say is the club is better off today than it was a year ago. So thank you, Ron. We appreciate all your hard work, your commitment to not just the club, but to Tupelo and the businesses and making it a better place to live. So wanted to lead with that. It is also my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, who is a personal friend of mine, Albert McShan from Cooper Tire. Albert is their energy manager and coordinator. He's fairly new to Cooper. He's only been there 30 years. So I thought that being the biggest employer, one of the biggest employers in North Mississippi, biggest in Tupelo, it would be a great opportunity to hear from Albert about what's going on with Cooper and what they've done with COVID. And Albert, thank you for being here. We welcome you, and we look forward to hearing from you during your program. And I'll turn it over to you, Albert.
Yes, it is my pleasure to speak with everybody today. Cooper has been here in the Tupelo area for 35 years plus now, and Cooper is a very big employer here, and Cooper is very excited to be here in Tupelo. We are a good employer here, and we like being here, and Cooper has had a lot of success at being here in Tupelo, and we have a lot of great employees here, and we want to continue to stay in Tupelo and be an employer here. It's a major plus for us. We have a lot of great people here, and we want to continue to keep moving forward with a lot of great benefits here in this area. Something that I want to talk about today is social distancing. Something that we've seen here recently is, we have the virus that's going on here, and not only in the whole area, but across the U.S. And something that Cooper has focused on is keeping everybody safe. That's been a major focus for us, is to make sure all of our employees are safe here at the plant and away from the plant. We try to abide by all the rules, the laws, the regulations. Like, for instance, this that you see, the 6-foot distance rule. We try to make sure all of our employees know to stay at least 6 feet apart when trying to communicate. Not only that, but we want to make sure that when they enter the facility every morning that they stay 6 feet apart. We want to make sure that they understand that this is a serious issue, and we want to make sure everything is kept up to speed and up to par, and we try to make sure that they understand the seriousness of the matter. So it's like a family here at the Cooper Tire facility. That's something that everyone understands here, because once you become an employee here, it's something that you become a part of. That family, and so we want to keep everybody safe. One of the things that we look at is you want to look at some of the items that we have here. I have listed on here when we look at guarding. We look at some of the items like face masks, hand sanitizers, soaps, washing your hands regularly, social distancing, keeping a constant check on the employees. We ask the supervisors to keep a constant check on the employees. The supervisors go out constantly and keep a constant check on the employees. That's something that we ask the managers to do also. It's something that all of our HR team does. We go out and we want to make sure the employees stay safe. We want to keep them safe. We make sure that they understand the seriousness of this matter. And if you are sick, we want to make sure that you go see a doctor. And if you are sick, we don't want you to come to work. We want you to be well, stay at home. Don't come to work. That's something that is a major issue with, I'm sure, not only Cooper, but a lot of other employers here in the area, is making sure that your employees stay well. That's a major issue for a lot of employers around, is making sure that your employees stay safe and make sure that they are well before they do return to work. This slide right here, taking the first step. A lot of your employees are kind of afraid to speak up if they are sick. We've noticed that. If they don't feel well, it's taking that first step. That's something that we have noticed. If they don't feel well, they're afraid, well, if I miss a day, or am I going to be punished for this, or something like that. You've got to take that first step. That first step is always the hardest step. That first step, when I put this slide in there, is something that we've always put on every slide that we have when we're doing a presentation at the plant. That first step is always the hardest step. It's the first step to success. It's always the largest step. When you take that first step, it's the step that gets you started. So taking that first step is the first step that you want to take to get to a point to where you can go and talk to someone and move forward. So always remember to take that first step. It's a major step. Take that first step. This next slide, talk to someone about the problems or the issues that you're facing. When someone is facing those issues, when you're sick like that, it's always hard to talk to someone about that. If you don't feel well, you want to be able to go and talk to your human resource department and be able to speak to someone about it. If it's not a human resource person, your department manager, or maybe even just a friend, someone that you can speak to about it and say, hey, look, there's something wrong. I don't feel well. Who do I need to go talk to? Should I go talk to the HR person? Should I go talk to my foreman, my department manager, my leader, someone? Talk to someone and explain to them, hey, look, what do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to? Because I'm not feeling well. I don't want to lose my job. I'm scared if I don't talk to somebody, I'm going to get worse. And if I get worse, how many other people am I going to get infected? Or am I going to make other people sick? You always need to take that first step. Then you need to face those issues and then go talk to someone. Because when people get sick, they're always afraid to take that first step. Those first steps actually affect you mentally, not only physically, but mentally too, because it affects you at work, but not only at work, but it also affects you at home, because it can affect your family life. It affects your, when I say family life, it affects your wife, your children, everybody around you, your parents, everyone. So you definitely want to take that step, and you definitely want to get some help. So you need to face those issues and make sure that if there's something wrong, you need to go talk to someone. You definitely want to make sure you make the right moves and take those steps. Once you take those steps, you're going in the right direction to make a successful move to get in the right direction. That handshake right there, that means you're moving in the right direction. You always want to move in the right direction. Once you get in the right direction, you're moving toward success. You always want to move toward the right direction so that it becomes a successful setup and situation, so that you know that you've made the right moves, and you want that success to be a better situation for everybody. Final thoughts there, it's you're focusing on, it's your family. That's something that every one of us, I know, that's on this call, that you look forward to. When you come to work every day, you look at it, it's your family that you want to go home to. That's one of the most important things you can say and see. You're looking towards your family, whether it's your wife, your children, your grandchildren. That's the most important thing in your life. I know everybody's a Christian, and you want to keep God in your life. You want to keep things focused and moving forward, but your family, you want to definitely keep things moving forward. So, and you want your family to be a strong family, and you want everything to keep moving forward. So you definitely want everything to be moving forward, and you want the family to be strong. Does anyone have any questions?
Hey, Albert, it's David. Tell us how many employees y'all have, how long were y'all shut down, and how did y'all go back to work? Did you do it in stages? How did y'all come up with your reopening plan after the shutdown?
Cooper did. We were shut down for approximately about 6 weeks. And we did do it in stages. We brought back, starting out, we brought the maintenance people back first to start some of the machinery back up. And then we brought back like leaders to help get machinery started back up. And we looked at certain aspects to get certain people brought back to the facility. But when we brought these people back, we brought them back in stages to get machinery started back up. But we also made sure that they had like facial coveraging. We made sure that they wanted to look at different parts of the plant, like they went to like the break areas, and we let them look at different parts of the plant and said, hey, is this adequate for the people to come into to look at? If they wanted to take a break, is this set up properly so that they're going to be distant in between these people, so that if they take a break, they can't touch each other, so that the virus can spread? Just different things. We had all the plant disinfected. Everything was wiped down. We wanted to make sure that everybody was kept safe. That was the main focus, was to keep everybody safe, so that if you came to work safely, we wanted you to return and go back home safely. We wanted everybody to be as safe as possible and keep everybody healthy.
This is Randy McCoy.
This is Ron Ashby. Are you back to 100%, or when will you be back to 100%?
We are back to 100%. We are currently running. Cooper has got all of their employees back, and everybody is back. Cooper is right now, they're having hiring seminars. They are actually hiring some people. We've had 2 job fairs. We are in the process of hiring 100 people more right now as we currently speak. So it's a major plus for us. Right now, we've had some people to retire, and we're trying to get people back to cover for them, plus bringing in the extra 100 people, because we're in the process of growing.
This is Randy McCoy. I've got two questions for you. One is approximately how many employees do y'all have at that Tupelo plant now?
With the contracted employees, total overall, we have about 2,100 employees.
My second question is, now that you're back at full capacity, and you've got that many employees, and you've got such a large plant size, how do you deal, and what's your decision-making process when you have one person in one department diagnosed with COVID? How do you deal with that and the whole of the plant? Kind of what is y'all's decision-making process along those lines?
If a person is diagnosed with that, we have to make sure that that department it has to be sanitized all over again. Make sure that everybody that's around that person has been checked all over again. They have to be sent to a doctor and checked to make sure that they are clean and everything. They make sure that everything is sanitized in that department 100%. They want to make sure everybody's clean. They make sure everything has turned out well for everybody in that department all over again. And that person is to stay off work for the full 14 days. But they also make sure that the facial covering, the mask, everything is worn. And we keep the employees that were around that person is checked on a regular basis to make sure that they are all okay.
Thank you.
Albert, were you able to, did you have enough inventory built up when you shut down that you were able to ship for a couple of weeks, or would you basically, you ran out pretty quickly?
We did have inventory built up that we were covered for a while, but right now we need all that we can get right now. That is one of the things that tires sell fairly quickly, and that is something that is needed right now, and Cooper is back at full production. We need every tire we can get right now.
Hey, Albert, this is David. One thing I forgot to mention that I want the club members to hear, this is not Albert's normal area. Albert deserves a lot of recognition. Cooper Tire Tupelo has the lowest cost per tire going out the door. And that's why the plant is expanding and growing. So when Albert says they need everything they can get, they do, because, correct me, Albert, but y'all are at the top of the list as far as where they want tires to come from, which is great for North Mississippi.
Yes,
but there's
sir.
a lot of pressure on y'all to produce because you're the most profitable plant. The cost is the least of all the others. How many plants do y'all have across the world, and how does Tupelo compare to those plants a little bit?
In the U.S., we have 3 plants. Across the world, there's a total of 9 plants. And Tupelo is the #1 plant across the world, total overall. We are the cheapest operating facility that Cooper has. And we're the most profitable plant that Cooper has. And this is the first plant that they come to each time and every time when they want to invest money. This is the most profitable plant, and they invest more in this facility than they do any other facility. And we want to keep it that way. We are the lowest cost operating facility, and they pay well here. But this facility is one of the most cheapest facilities that Cooper has to operate, and it's big. A lot of it has to do with the great service that we get from like TVA, and the cost that we have here from our utility providers and people like that. We keep our costs down, and it's something that's helping us to continue to grow. I noticed if you pass the building, you'll see that we are expanding up front. Well, we hope to do another expansion again here shortly, and we want to continue to keep growing. Our biggest problem is we're running out of room. We need more room.
Albert, this is Ron Ashby again. You said that Cooper's been in Tupelo for 35 years. You've been here 30 years. How many other people have more seniority at locally than you?
Probably about 300, sir.
Wow.
I've been here quite a while, sir.
That speaks volumes for the company. Any other questions for Albert? If not, Albert, thank you for taking your time to share with us today, and we appreciate what you do and what Cooper does for the community. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir, and I really appreciate it, and I enjoyed it, and thank y'all for having me, sir.
Okay. We'd like to thank everybody who attended today. Next week, we will not have a meeting due to the July 4th holiday. Our next meeting will be July 6th. And on a personal note, it's been my pleasure to serve as president of the Rotary Club of Tupelo this year. And I appreciate all the support I've received from the board and also from all the members. If there are no other announcements, as I say, please show up tonight at 5:30 for the hamburger social. We've got a much better chance of good weather today than we had last Monday. And if there are no other announcements, we will be dismissed with the motto.
Ron, there's the next meeting is July 13th, not the 6th. Next Monday is the 6th.
Oh, excuse me. You are correct. Thank you. All right. You may see what this job does to you. It makes you lose track of time. Anyway, let us adjourn with the motto: service above self. When profits most serve best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.